Hey guys, it's Mrs. Hooven,
And Mrs. Dahl.
and we are going to, today, we're going to show you how to take off the Foursquare, our writing that we have been organizing and brainstorming the past week.
It's a little early. Normally, we wouldn't do this until Foursquare plus 3 plus C plus V, but just due to time constraints, we're not going to get to this V just yet, and we want you to be able to put this strategy in place for the writing assessment. And so we're going to stop here and show you what Foursquare plus 3 plus C is and how to take it off the Foursquare.
And you're going to see how really easy it is to create a good, solid 5-paragraph essay.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take a look at the spaghetti example that we've been using, and we talked about this yesterday when we talked about those connecting words.
So when we start to take it off of the Foursquare, it's pretty simple because you start here with your box, your claim, and you're just simply, this is eventually going to turn into your introduction.
Yeah, this becomes our first paragraph, actually.
Okay, and so it's just my favorite meal is spaghetti and meatballs. Later, as we've talked about, we will instruct you and help you develop a better introduction, because if you notice, one sentence, not a paragraph.
It's not usually a paragraph. You would write a much better introduction.
Absolutely.
If you were really taking this off and
having
developing
time to
it.
Yep.
Right.
But for now, we're going to start with my favorite meal is spaghetti and meatballs.
So we go in order, and remember this is box number 2. And so we're going to start right in, and you can see over here, here's our paragraph that this creates. So we use that connecting word first, then we say first, my favorite meal is spaghetti and meatballs because it's easy. That was our first reason here. And then here are those details we added the other day. You simply roll up the meat, then throw it in a pot, and pour on the store-bought sauce.
And what I want to point out is that it doesn't just say it's easy because you roll up the meat, throw it in a pot, and pour store-bought sauce over it. Notice that we've added things like you simply roll up the meat, then throw it in the pot and pour on the store-bought sauce. You want to get a little bit more creative with your word choice because word choice matters.
Right. That sentence fluency, we want to use different ways that we start our sentences. And each one of those details really, in effect, becomes a sentence.
Yep.
But let's make it an interesting one.
Yep, definitely. And just like we've been practicing that you go in order of your boxes, okay, you're also going to go in the order that you discuss them here within your boxes. So just stay in order.
And that just makes it really organized. Okay. So then our third paragraph becomes box number 3, or box number 3 becomes our third paragraph. We use that connecting word also here. And we say, also, my favorite meal is spaghetti and meatballs because it's fun to eat. That was our second reason. And we say, I like to twirl it on my fork. It's fun to slurp. I always splatter the sauce.
And one thing that goes with this, notice that we've indented every paragraph. So when teachers have said, hey, you need to indent, this is one giant paragraph, the beauty of the Foursquare is if it's in a box, it's indented.
That's right. It's a paragraph of its own.
So now you know where the indentations go. There's no mystery behind it. You've already organized it into the way you're going to indent.
Right.
Let's move to our fourth box here and our third reason. So we say, third, my favorite meal is spaghetti and meatballs because it's delicious. I like the taste of tomatoes. The Italian spices are great, and the meat is very filling.
All right, so that's our fourth paragraph, and I like the way it's written in different ways. It doesn't start each one with it has tomatoes, it has Italian spices, it has filling meat. Look at the different ways, the good sentence fluency they've used for varying the way they've started their sentences.
Yep. And it's not just a bunch of commas either into
Right.
a list. They
Right.
really have turned each one of those bullet points, these dots, into sentences of their own.
Absolutely. And
Like
that
it.
brings us then to box number 5, and that's our wrap-up. It has been our wrap-up sentence, and now it becomes our concluding paragraph.
Yep.
And it starts with that good connector, so you can see, because that came from the red set of connecting words, so you can see my favorite meal is spaghetti and meatballs because it's easy, fun to eat, and delicious. There it has that wrap-up sentence.
And right now, your conclusion is going to be your wrap-up sentence. And again, just like the introduction, we have a little more to learn, and we will help you expand your conclusion beyond just the wrap-up sentence. But for now, we just want you to practice taking your ideas in the big Foursquare and getting them off into a written format. It's just definitely a good start to that 5-paragraph essay. So you're going to practice this. We would like you to use one of the 4 squares that you have had approved on page 32 or 33 and take it off the 4 square. We want you to practice this step right here. Okay, so that is your next step in this 4 square process.
Yes, and you can write this on your own paper, and then we would like to take a look at it.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon.